This true crime case involves a 23-year-old accomplished software engineer, Arpana Jinaga, who was brutally murdered in a third-floor apartment in a neighboring teching town known as Redmond, Washington, which is located in King County just outside of Seattle. It was a Friday night on Halloween in 2008, just days before Arpana's 24th birthday, and Arpana's apartment complex was throwing a big party for all of its residents that night. 4 people who lived in the complex decided to host part of the party in their own apartment, Arpana being one of them. As the night would carry on, Arpana would mingle with other residents in her apartment before taking the party downstairs to another apartment on the first floor. At around 3 a.m. that night, Arpana was said by friends to have left the party to return to her own apartment on the 3rd floor, but what her friends didn't know at the time was that that would be the last time they would ever see Arpana alive ever again, and this would be just the beginning to a very brutal and terrifying end to Arpana's night. So as this murder story unfolds, we learn that there were 2 men attending Arpana's party that Halloween night, and these 2 men would end up being heavily involved in Arpana's murder case, and at one point, both men were even considered to have committed this crime together. These 2 men would be treated differently throughout the course of this case, and it's been said by many that race would be a big contributor in how this case has played out to this point. So as the police investigation would go on and evidence was built around the 2 men, in the end, only one of them would really be looked at, then tried twice in court for murder, just to be acquitted of Arpana's murder almost 9 years after her death. So please join me on my newest episode of True Crime as I discuss Arpana Jinaga's story and really try to make sense of this very drawn out and puzzling case. I'm your host Drew V, and let's try and figure this out together.